If you're ever going to visit Jordan, you know you are going to visit here. This is Petra. We have walked down a way between cliffs, very narrow, very easy to protect, and we've come to this first building, which is called the Treasury. I don't know why, it shouldn't be. It was probably the tomb of a rich person back in the time, and after that it was probably used as a temple until this area got forgotten about. But the thing that actually thrills me when I look at that building is it's carved into the rock, and the skill that the Nabateans must have had to actually carve that out. If you put it in a context, if you go back to the Roman pillars or the Greek columns, if you made your column and made a mistake, it was costly, but it wasn't disastrous. You're carving this out and you make a mistake, then it's there for eternity. And it's there for eternity now because the tourists are coming through at this time of year, early in the spring, about 3,000 a day. In the height of the season, 13,000 a day. And at the height of the Nabateans, there was probably about 20,000 people living here. And living here because it was a safe place. It was a place easy to protect. There's only really that one channel to get in, and if the enemy's coming, you're up on the top with the rocks. And yes, this was a safe place for very many years. It was also a safe place in the biblical thought in terms of who lived here. This was the home of Esau and his descendants, the Edomites. When Esau and his brother Jacob separated and their flocks grew too big, and actually they weren't that friendly as brothers anyway, so it was maybe better to be apart for a while. Esau came this way and settled here and had a safe place. And even when the Israelites were coming through the desert on their way to the promised land, God clearly said to them, this is Esau's territory, this is where the Edomites live. You go through here very carefully, very respectfully. And that's what we're still doing today, coming through here respectfully, looking at the skill of these people. I mean, this was built, this has nothing to do with the Bible. The area here in the Bible was called Selah, and that's where Esau lived. That was the other name. You see it a number of times in Genesis. But to actually come, in a sense, to be here where Esau and his descendants were, to recognize that the Israelites on their 40-year struggle passed through here. They spent a time in the plains, and then God said to them, you need to go through the mountains of Selah, and this is the area they passed through. Just to live and recount that biblical history, that narrative, is impressive to me. The skill of the people, the history of the people, the fact that God protected his people through battles, through difficulties, through journeys in this area.